Hi guys, this is Vitaly with AFT Dispatch and A2C Logistics, and in today's video, I'd like to speak with you about used truck prices coming down. But first, roll the intro. Welcome back. Before we get started, I'd like to ask you to please like the video, be sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss a single release of our videos, where every Friday we're talking about something that could benefit you in your trucking businesses, in your trucking careers, as well as cover the loads we've successfully booked for our customers, consisting of leased on owner operators and carriers operating under their own MC authorities, running under our truck dispatch services. As always, guys, big thank you for all the likes you've provided in all the previous videos. Please do keep them coming, and let's talk about used truck sales prices coming down. The used truck prices are definitely on a decline. Again, took a bunch of notes for you guys. This one is going to be info packed because I reviewed two separate sources, and it's interesting because they're very close on their numbers. So used semi-truck prices are coming down, and everyone basically wants to know if it's time to buy yet, right? If it's time to buy. Now, too long didn't read. No, it's not time to buy yet, unless you really need the equipment, you need to refresh your fleet, whatever may be the scenario. You know, we just had a driver come in, catastrophic failure on a truck. He needs a truck. He's not going to sit here and wait until, the right time. He needs a truck because, if those wheels aren't turning, you ain't earning, right? So some used semi-trucks actually ended up selling at 150% above pre-pandemic levels. So that was the case when the market was booming and everybody wanted a truck, and they were willing to pay whatever because people were bringing in, around $20,000 a week when people were used to bringing in about $20,000 a month. So people were willing to pay the additional money to get the trucks. And now, used semi-truck prices began dropping in the second quarter of 2022, and the used semi-truck prices dropped an additional 5% in January compared to December of 2022. So a 5% decline has already been recorded. Now that's also a 14% decline, or 14% lower than in January of 2022. So if comparing January 2022 and January of 2023, a year difference, we're already seeing a 14% lowering or decline. And average used semi-truck retail price was at $75,600 compared to December of 2022. The average truck had 9% more miles. That makes sense because folks were willing to drive more in order to make more because the market was paying more. Now, the same trucks also had approximately 2% less age, or they were 2% newer. So people were actually willing to turn in trucks and replace them in order to make sure that their truck was going to be fresher and was able to put in more miles on the road with less breakdowns and repairs in order to basically bring in the money that the market was paying at that time. Those days are behind us, and now we're seeing prices decline. Repossessions are up. People are selling their equipment. The used truck market is, basically flooded with more equipment, and that's what we're seeing. Now, year over year, the trucks had 4% more miles, but the same age. So again, they had more miles because people were willing to drive, but the age remained the same. Now, I looked at, as mentioned, two different sources, and the other sources, they're actually showing a 12% decline in used semi-truck prices, and they're also showing that sales, they fell by 18.9% year over year, and prices declined 7% month over month. So across the board, annually and month to month, we're seeing prices decline. Values are declining. Now, used semi-truck prices dropped to $74,694 in January, and the price had a decrease of 16% year over year. The average miles, they actually increased by 8%, and the age was up by 1%. So as you can see, two major sources, and the numbers are matching up. Completely different sources. We're talking Rush and we're talking ACT. Major sources of equipment and equipment data. So this is definitely reassuring that the market is declining, which we can see from the freight rates, but the used truck market is also in a decline because a lot of companies are going out of business, or they bought trucks that were way expensive, way more than they should have been. As we saw, 150%, they were willing to pay 150% basically markup, over normal pricing in order to be in the market and basically get their hands on a truck. But you can't do that, because if you do that and the market goes down, you also finance that truck at, high rates. Even if the rates were lower, actually, it doesn't matter, because the amount financed is huge, and so your payments are huge. There's guys out there that are paying $5,000 to $6,000 a month, and in some cases more than that, basically on truck financing. They simply can't make it because all the other expenses add up. So what we're seeing is that used truck values continue depreciating faster than normal. These aren't my words. These are the words of experts that focus specifically in this area. Now, new and used truck supply is expected to normalize this year. We're talking 2023. It's been a long time coming. We're going into our third year now, and they're starting to normalize. Now, if you're looking for an approximate date, they're talking about Q3 of this year when things should be back to normal. Now, that may change, but they're saying that prices are further to fall, but should normalize by the third quarter of 2023. So if you don't need the truck, don't get it. You have a lot more, there's a lot more room, right, to fall. If you do need it, you certainly need the equipment. You can't dig a hole without a shovel. So if you need the shovel, buy the shovel. Now, we'll probably never see used semi-truck prices as we've seen in the first quarter of 2022. That was basically the peak. And at that point, the market started to decline, because after the first quarter, around the time, around March or so, prices began to decline. And the same thing happened with trucks, and a lot of companies began to go out of business. So with the way that the freight market is now, as mentioned, expect repossessions. And those will also flood basically your, Ritchie Brothers and other auction houses, used lots, your Aero truck sales. Those kind of guys are going to be flooded with equipment. And if you're in a position where you absolutely must get a truck, again, go for it. Prices have already declined considerably. You're not buying at the peak of the market. You're not financing at the peak of the market. But do keep in mind that finance rates are higher than they were. So whatever difference you're saving on now may be minuscule in comparison to the dollar amount that you're going to pay out over a long period of time in terms of the amortization table and what the total amount of interest that you're going to pay. That may actually end up costing you more, even though prices have come down. So if you can wait. Prices will come down further. For those of you who have multiple trucks, you may be able to pick up one or two. But if you need to refresh your entire fleet, I would maintain your equipment, stay in the business, get through this period, and things will turn around. The freight market will turn around, and the pricing on these trucks will also turn around. So I hope that's useful. I know it's a lot of numbers. If you got to rewind to go through that, go for it. But I think that the gist of this is that if you can wait. If you can't wait, go for it. It's still a good time to buy. If you guys had any questions whatsoever, leave your comments in the comment section below. If you haven't liked the video, please smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'm going to switch over to camera. We're going to look over the loads that we booked for our customers, and I'll see you in just a moment. Welcome back. Let's take a look at some of these loads. Some great freight. Things seem to be improving. They're still low, not as much as we used to make, but guess what? Things are improving. And like I said, truck prices are going down. Just wait if you can. And around the time the market's going to go up, I think we're going to bottom out with the rates, or bottom out with the truck pricing. So let's start off with a reefer. It's the only reefer this week that did really, really well. Everyone else is a dry van. I'm going to start off with Yuma, Arizona to go into Salinas, California. Light load, 30,000 pounds of salad, 36 degrees on a reefer. 574 miles, booked at $18.50, got them $3.22 a mile. Great job. Then out of Tracy, California, going to Boise, Idaho, another light load, 17,000 pounds of frozen food, running -10 on a reefer, 646 miles, booked at $1,700, got them $2.63 a mile. And then out of Caldwell, Idaho, going to LA, Los Angeles, and a second drop in Kingsburg, California. It's a 35,000 pound load of apples, 33 to 36 on a reefer. 1,064 miles, booked at $3,200, got them $301 a mile. Excellent job, 7 days on the road, Monday to Monday, gross $67.50 in 7 days. Got an excellent rate of 296 per loaded mile, running their 2,284 loaded miles. Excellent job there. Then the vans start coming in. Bismarck, North Dakota, with one pick, two dropper going to Billings, Montana, and Columbia Falls, Montana. It's a 36,000 pound load of, I believe, Bobcat equipment. 845 miles, booked at $4,000. Got them $473 a mile. Good amount of miles. Then Superior, Montana to Omak, Washington. 45,000 pound load of dry goods. 278 miles, booked at $900. Got them $324 a mile. Excellent job coming out of Montana, going to Washington. Then out of Moses Lake, Washington, going to Denton, Texas. 43,000 pound load of dry beans. 1,902 miles, booked at $3,400. Got them $179 a mile. But Denton should be a decent market coming out of there. Now, this is a solo. All of these guys are solos. This one ran from Monday to Sunday, so 6 days. Grossed $8,300 in 6 days. Ran 3,025 loaded miles at an average of 274 per loaded mile average on a regular dry van. Excellent job there. Then another dry van out of York, Nebraska to Hanson, Idaho. 24,000 pound load of dry goods. Fairly light, 1,004 miles, booked at $3,850, got them $383 a mile. Then Burley, Idaho, going to Frankfort, Indiana. 14,000 pound load of dry goods, 1,636 miles, booked at $3,200, got them $196 a mile, going to Indiana. Couldn't do better than that. Fantastic. Now this driver only ran for, looks like 5 days, from Friday to Tuesday. Ran 2,640 loaded miles. Got an average of $267 a loaded mile, and in 5 days made $7,050. So excellent job there. Next, dry van coming out of Cheyenne, Wyoming, going to Carthage, Missouri. 43,000 pound load of dairy powder. 780 miles, booked at $25.75. Got them $330 a mile. Then Springdale, Arkansas to Sealy, Texas. 41,000 pound load of FAK. 544 miles, booked at $12.50. Got them $230 per mile. Then Houston, Texas to Wichita Falls, Texas. Real quick run here. Low to scale beer, 375 miles, booked at $900, a quick $240 a mile there. Then Fort Worth, Texas, going to Chattanooga, Tennessee. It's a paper products load, 44,000 pounds on a scale, 818 miles, booked at $14.50. Got them $177 per mile there. Made up the difference coming out of Portland, Tennessee, going to Fayetteville, North Carolina with a 42,000 pound load of beef stock. 562 miles, booked at $1,600, got them $285 a mile there. Thursday to Thursday, 1 week on the road, grossed $77.75 in their 7 days. Ran 3,079 miles, booked at $253 per loaded mile average. Did an excellent job there. Then another drive-in at Lucedale, Mississippi, going to Tahlequah, Oklahoma. 35,000 pound load of plants, 618 miles, booked at $1,600, got them $259 a mile. Then Carthage, Missouri, going to Denver, Colorado with a 42,000 pound load of dry goods, 704 miles, booked at $2,700, got them $384 a mile. Then Johnstown, Colorado to Memphis, Tennessee with a 25,000 pound load of groceries, 1,082 miles, booked at $1,600, got them $148 on that one. Again, made up the difference on the next one with Horn Lake, Mississippi, going to Duluth, Georgia, 29,000 pound load of dock equipment. 403 miles, booked at $1,200, got them $298 per mile. Now they ran Tuesday to Tuesday, ran 2,807 loaded miles, grossed $7,100 in their 7 days, ran at $253 per loaded mile average. Did an excellent job there. Then we got ourselves a dry van coming out of Carlisle, Pennsylvania, going to Pierre, South Dakota. Very light load, 7,000 pounds of consumer goods. 1,432 miles, booked at $2,700, got $189 on that one. Then Pierre, South Dakota, zero deadhead, going to Becker, Minnesota, 44,000 pound load of recycled paper, 377 miles, booked at $850, got them $225 per mile. They finished off with Shakopee, Minnesota, going to Irvington, New Jersey, 41,000 pound load of FAK, 1,027 miles, booked at $3,150, got them $307 a mile, going to Jersey, out of Minnesota. Great job. And they ran from Friday to Thursday, so 6 days, but grossed $6,700, ran 2,836 loaded miles at an average of 236 per loaded mile average. And going to finish off with the last dry van of the week, Chattanooga, Tennessee, going to Overton, Texas. Light load, 20,000 pounds of empty containers, 682 miles, booked at $1,500 even, got them $220 per mile. Then Dangerfield, Texas, going to Omaha, Nebraska with a 43,000 pound load of dry goods. 642 miles, booked at $1,300, got him 202 a mile. Then Bellevue, Nebraska to Waco, Texas with a 44,000 pound load of general merchandise. 734 miles, booked at $1,700, got him 232 a mile. Then Fort Worth, Texas, going to St. Gabriel, Louisiana. It's a 34,000 pound load of some sort of powder bags, more wet D425. I have no idea what it is, but it's 460 miles, booked at $1,202, got him $261 per mile. Then finished off out of St. Francisville, Louisiana to Gulfport, Mississippi, 43,000 pound load of roll stock paper. It's a quick run, 166 miles, booked at $750, got them $452 per loaded mile average. So excellent job there. They ran from Thursday to Thursday, 7 days on the road, grossed $6,452 in gross, ran 2,684 loaded miles, ran that an average of $240 per loaded mile average. And that's it for the week. As we can see, numbers are still okay. It all depends on your operating costs. You can still make good money in trucking. You can still walk away with a nice paycheck, especially if you're working with strong dispatchers, especially if you're a leased on owner operator and you're not paying an arm and a leg to lease on with the current outfit that you're with, and they're getting you good rates. So don't rest on your laurels. Give us a call or text us at 801-448-6363. Also go to our website at aftdispatch.com. You can get all the information there. At the very top, just simply choose the one you are, a carrier or an owner-operator, fill out the form, and we'll get back to you, answer any of your questions. Or, like I said, call or text us anytime, and certainly we'll get back to you. And until next week, guys, stay healthy, be wealthy. Take care.